What's up, internet? My name's Ben, and me and my wife just bought 2 e-bikes, and this is an unboxing of the Rad Runner from Rad Power Bikes. And the second e-bike we bought was Rad Wagon. You can check that out in the link down in the description. But basically, we bought this bike and that one, Rad Wagon, which is over here. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, nice. Just put that together. And I'm about to unbox it, and then the goal is for us to eventually be able to get our family of 5 on bikes and ride together. My wife with 1 kid on this bike in a bike seat, and then me with the 2 oldest kids on the Rad Wagon. So let's get into the Rad Runner and see what it looks like. Here we go. This is going to be a review of the Rad Runner 1. Now, if you want to save some time, you're looking for something specific, I'm going to go over kind of my purchasing decision, my general thoughts on it, and then also any modifications or upgrades I've added to it, and then also provide down below all the time-coded links to any thing I bought off Amazon, anything I found online, or anything like that. So feel free to, if you're looking for something specific, save some time. You can look at the list down there and click on to go to whatever part of the video you want to, or to get any links that you want to anything that I discussed. Hope it's helpful. All right, just finished putting together the Rad Runner, and I must say that was way easier to assemble than the Rad Wagon, but also I had already just assembled the Rad Wagon, so maybe that's, you know, doing something the second time is a lot faster. But this is it without any accessories. I like the color a lot more. The Rad Wagon was orange. That was the only color they had in stock. I really like the way the black looks. And the accessories I bought are the front rack, and then also the passenger. So there's like a leather seat that goes in the back over here, and some foot pegs, so somebody can ride on the back with you. But this is it, just standard right out of the box. Looks great. I haven't ridden it yet, but I'm looking forward to doing a test drive. Yeah, I would say installation, it started raining, so I had to like get an umbrella out and put up some tools, but it was probably like an hour, so if I hadn't had to do that, I would say maybe like 45 minutes. It was super simple to put that, that one together. What's up, friends? So I've had this bike now for about 8, almost 9 months, and ridden quite a few miles on it. I'm not sure if there's a way to check the mileage without the display, because I don't have the display upgrade. So this is the Rad Runner 1. They just recently came out with the Rad Runner Plus, which is basically this with like all the upgrades, and then also it has a gear shift, so it's got like 7 gears instead of just being a single speed bike. So this one I purchased on Black Friday in 2019. We got the Rad Runner and the Rad Wagon, and the reason behind it was I was just struggling to get out and bike with my kids as much. We live in not a super hilly area, but a somewhat hilly area, and I had, with our first kid, it was no problem. You know, I had the normal bike seat on my normal bike. We would bike around all the time. We've got a lot of greenway trails around here. and it was a lot of fun. We had the second kid, and then I was rocking the trailer for a little while. And then when we had our third child, I needed a way to get both my kids on a bike, so we got the Rad Wagon, and then we also got this at the same time because they were doing a discount if you bought 2 bikes, because we wanted to be able to go biking as a family. So my wife will ride this with our middle son, who's 2 years old. He rides in the Yepp seat, and then I ride the Rad Wagon with my oldest, which is a 6-year-old, and the baby, and she kind of will be in the back with him, making sure that he's okay. And we tried that out this week for the first time with the whole family because my youngest is just old enough to ride on a bike, and it worked great. So I'm really glad that we got the 2 e-bikes set up now. We can do family bike rides, and it'll last us for a long time unless we have another kid. I have seen a few people that got these that put 2 kids on the back. I think it would be a little bit crowded, and I'm not sure exactly like where they got the adapters and everything for the back, but it was kind of like the caboose on the Rad Wagon was for the back of this. So this is just the basic model Rad Runner 1, and I have really enjoyed it. The only thing that isn't awesome is only being a single speed. If you live in like a hilly area, going up a hill on it is kind of tough. So if you're living in a flat area, no problem. Slight incline, no problem. But if it's like a somewhat steep hill, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to work for it on the Rad Runner. So let's talk about the basic stuff. So the only things that I got in addition to the base model was I got a front rack, which is this metal piece right here that I put the milk crate on. I actually did get a small basket, but I found that it was not very helpful. It like barely held my backpack that I use every day, and the holes were so big that stuff would fall out very easily. So I just went with the milk crate. You can get one for 12 bucks on Amazon, and then I have these bungee cargo net hooks that go on top. Those like 10 or 12 bucks on Amazon as well. And I just drop my laptop bag in there every day, bungee it over, and I ride to the place that I work every day over the summer. That's the only things I got was the passenger pack and the front rack. Other things you can get is like a front display. So the one that comes on it is just a really basic controller. You can see right here, and it does not tell you the wattage or the mileage or anything like that. So if you want to have one of the Rad displays similar to the one like I have on my Rad Wagon, you can buy that. I think it's $100, and that allows you to change some settings, keep up with your mileage, keep up with your wattage, your miles per hour, and things like that. And I also didn't get fenders because I'm not really planning on riding in the rain too much on this, but that would be another upgrade that you could get as well. The Rad Runner Plus that just came out comes with all that stuff already, like the controller, the passenger package, the fenders, I'm pretty sure. And another cool feature that some people might like is the center console. I didn't really like the look of it. I didn't like how bulky it was, and I didn't feel like I needed it because I had plenty of storage in the milk crate on the front. And I also like how easy it is just to step through. I have thought about getting some kind of container to screw down with these 2 screws right here, just to have like a little waterproof container to stick like a phone or something in. Currently I am using this to carry my phone, which is not ideal. I'll show you that in a minute. So my impressions of the Rad Runner are it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot more stable than my Rad Wagon, and it's a little bit smaller, so it's easier to move around and things like that. And it is a really fun bike to ride. It's got the fat tires, so you can go off-road on it no problem. So let's talk about some of the upgrades that I got, and I'll kind of walk you through some of the things on the bike that I like. One cool feature I appreciate is this right here, to be able to hold the bike. This is kind of centered as far as the weight goes, and so it's been nice if you do need to pick it up. It is really heavy, but it's a nice little extra bar there to hold the bike. The battery's right here. That comes off very simply. You just unhook it with a key, like so, and it just when you lock it in, it's got a little lock that goes back and forth to lock the battery in like that. Another cool thing is the double kickstand here. That allows you to have a really stable bike. It helps when you're loading kids on and off, and it's also nice when you're doing bike maintenance because you can spin the tire and check the brake clearance or adjust your spokes tension if you need to. and then you can put something on the back to weight it down if you want to do the front, and it brings it up off the ground. So that's been a really helpful thing that I've liked for bike maintenance. So another upgrade is that you definitely going to want to get is a rear view mirror. Now this is the Mirrorcycle, and I liked it because it's like a lower mount, and this is the same one I have on my Rad Wagon, but it was kind of weird on the Rad Runner specifically. I'm not sure if they still if they've changed the handlebar size, but basically I had the actual piece that came with the Mirrorcycle did not fit, and so I had to put a sheetrock screw anchor in the handle, and then I screwed the Mirrorcycle screw into that, and so far it's been working great. I've used it like that for about 2 months. You're gonna want to probably have something to hold your phone, and what I've been using, which is not ideal, is this carrier right here. It's waterproof, and you can like control your phone through the plastic here, and there's no way it's going to fall off. The main issue, there were some other carriers that were easier to see and looked better, but like anything where you have to like clip your phone in or put a bungee over it, I just didn't feel as secure. And I always find a couple of reviews where people are like, had this failed, my phone fell on the ground, I lost like $1,000. So inside this, in addition to carrying my phone, I also carry a little toolkit, which I'll show you what I have in there right now. So inside the little carry case, I keep this toolkit. This is the exact same thing I keep on my other bike as well. This is the toolkit that comes in the Rad pack that you assemble your bike with, but I've added a few things to it. So first thing I added was this cool Park Tool bike tool, which has been really helpful just to have everything you need. It's really high quality. It's not gonna like round off and mess up and grind off the bolts or anything. Second thing I keep, which I'll pull out and like strap onto my handlebar sometimes, is just a small can of pepper spray, just in case you're going through somewhere where you might feel uncomfortable or unsafe. Just have it on hand where you could easily pull it out and just use that if you needed to, or if you know that there's like some very mean dogs or something in the area. I have not used it so far, but better to have it if you need it than not. I got this spoke tensioning wheel here, so I've used this a lot more on my Rad Wagon. I've used it maybe once on my Rad Runner, but it allows you to tighten the spokes up, and you can look up a YouTube video on how to do that. I didn't know how to do it before I got the bike, but basically you go the opposite way you would think, so lefty loosey, and you just do like a quarter turn and use the double kickstand, weight down one end to do the front, and then you can do the back as well. And I keep a zip tie with a plastic bag in here to just throw over the controller if it starts to rain real bad. And then the only other thing besides the normal Rad gear that I keep in here is this little 3D printed cover. So if you're ever outside and you wanted to take your battery off and take it with you, because the battery's like $500 if you're going to be gone for a long time, you just throw that in a backpack so you're not leaving it on the bike, so somebody doesn't steal it. And what this does is it goes, you have two of them, and it goes over the electrical connections of the battery like so, and then it also goes over the electrical connections on the bike. So like if it's raining and the battery's not on there, you can throw this on the electrical connection so you don't get a bunch of water going down where the wires are and things like that. Some random website, somebody 3D printed these, and I think they're $15, but I'll try to find the link and link it up. When I park somewhere, I just grab the toolkit, throw it in my backpack, and then lock the bike up and go in, get groceries or whatever you need to do. So when you're looking at the bike, this is where the toolkit is that I have. This is where my phone sits. I control my Bluetooth speaker music, or if you need to have the Maps app open, you can. This is the milk crate, so you can see I've got some washers screwed in to the front rack there to keep it nice and secure. And then I've got the controller here. Now this is very, very basic. You basically turn it on. Let me throw the battery on and I'll show you what it looks like. And when you turn it on, it's very basic. You're just gonna have your level of assist right here, and then your battery level right here. So you can see it's a full charge on the battery. And then you can either go up if you want more assist, which is how much power the bike gives you when you're pedaling, or you can go down. And then you got the lights right here. So one cool thing about the bike is it has a headlight and a rear light. So you see the headlights on right now on the front. You can't really see it because it's kind of dark outside, or bright outside. And then you also have the headlight on the back. You have a little button back here on this light that if you press it, it will go into blink mode. You can see it's blinking there. And also when you hit the brakes, the light will flash. So once you hit the brakes, that brake light's gonna flash, which is kind of a cool feature as well. Power turns it off. You got throttle over here, so just going up will turn it into kind of like a, give you a little extra assist. If you want to go moped style, you don't have to use that. You can just use the assist if you want to. And then you got a little bell right here, which is pretty cool. And then front and back brakes. I added a water bottle holder right here. You could do a water bottle or like a coffee or whatever. All right, let's talk about the seat. So for my seat, I would say probably one of the first things you want to upgrade is the seat, because the seat that comes on the Rad Runner is not very cushy and has zero suspension. So I got a Satori seat. It is currently all the way bottomed as low as it can go for my wife, who is about 5'2". When I'm comfortably riding it, I put it up. If I'm not going to be riding it for a long time, I just leave it down like this and just use the assist to help me, and don't worry about it being a little bit shorter. But basically there's a spring inside the seat post here, and so that'll give you a little bit of cushion. And then I also have a upgraded seat, which I will link up in the description as well. I think it was about 25 or 30 bucks, and it's got the springs, and also it's very cushy and has a little vent in the middle as well. And then another thing I did was got a locking seat post here, so that's just gonna provide a little tiny bit of extra security on your bike, and basically it would keep somebody from just doing the quick release and stealing your seat post and your seat. But if somebody has like a hex tool or something, they're still going to be able to take it. Just a little bit more security. And related to that, another thing I did was on the front wheel, I got one of these locking skewers here, and that is basically doing the same thing. It just replaces the quick release, so that you would need like a hex tool and a wrench to be able to take the front wheel off. So it just provides a little bit of extra security. Definitely not foolproof or hard to get past, but keeps somebody from just popping your wheel off and grabbing it really fast. Definitely want to upgrade those pedals. I'm really happy with these. These are called meat locks, and I got them for, I think they were $25 or $30. But you're gonna pay $1,200 for a bike. You don't want plastic pedals, so I would recommend upgrading the pedals. I also got a pedal wrench, which you don't have to have, but you just need to make sure that you are tightening the pedals the correct way. They both go different ways, so that you don't strip out the screws. So just check out YouTube for a review on that when you're replacing the pedals or adding the new pedals on that you get. All right, so if you get the passenger pack, it comes with these flip out little knobs here. And the seat, which this is kind of a DIY rig I have going on, but I found that the better location for the pegs, in my opinion, would be like right here. And so I got these in a combo pack with a kid seat that I put on my Rad Wagon. So like another option, if you want to save some money on the passenger seat, if you have a kid riding with you or somebody that's smaller, is to just get this seat, which I'll clip up on Amazon. It basically comes with this, which is like a little handlebar that you would attach to the back here, and then it gives them something to hang on to. And then it comes with 2 foot pegs, which are not the best quality, but it gives my 6-year-old daughter a footrest to step up onto the car seat so she can get up there by herself. And then it also comes with a seat, which I'll show you a picture of it. I have it installed on my Rad Wagon right now. So that's an option. I think it's like 50 bucks when I got it, if you want to try that out as well. But so my issue was the passenger seat has 4 screws that you have to screw, and it's really hard to get up under with like an electrical drill. If you have like a hex tool bit or something that you could actually use an electrical drill to do it quickly. So I was having to do it by hand anytime I wanted to go from passenger to kid. And one of the whole reasons I got this bike was to have the ability for me and my wife to go. It's got a 300-pound payload capacity, or to be able to take a kid back and forth. And I just found it to be very cumbersome to be switching back and forth quickly and doing those 4 screws. And so what I did is I'll show you in a minute, but basically let me show you how to take off the seat, the Yepp kid seat. It's really simple. It's got a safety strap here that you will put around the tubing on the back. So you're going to undo that, and then there's just on the bottom side, it unscrews and comes out of this little square very, very simply. So I'll show you how to do that right now. You just push a red button right here, unscrew it, and when you unscrew it, the little lever is going to come out, and then you just pop it off just like that. So this square right here is where the kid seat goes in, and when you put it in, it's very simple. Just slide like so, boom, and then you undo that screw and you're going to be good to go. It takes less than a minute to pop it on and off. Alright, so if I want to go from kid mode to passenger mode, basically what I did is I used a template and cut out a 1x8 to the same side as the passenger seat, and then I bought a multi-set of hex screws, which I'll link up and I'll throw up the dimensions here. But basically you're gonna use these screws to provide stability so that when this goes down, you're going down into the same holes that you would be screwing up into if you had it installed the normal way. So now you got a passenger seat mode, and then quickly you can pop it up, and you can see I've just drilled a hole in the wood here, installed some paracord, went down through the tubing so that it doesn't go back any farther than that. Used some 3/4 inch pipe mounts to be the hinge that it is on the back tubing there, and then this is just the perfect amount of space where the Yepp child seat will be able to fit right in this square right here and lock on real quick, so I can go back and forth from passenger mode to kid mode in 2 or 3 minutes without having to do those screws. Another thing is, when I was doing the screws back and forth before I made this, I actually stripped the one of the screw pieces on the seat here from the plastic, and so I know that if I continue to go back and forth more, then I'll probably end up stripping all the screws. So this is a way to keep yourself from stripping the screws, because all you're doing is just dropping these into the hole. You're not actually securing it with any kind of screws or anything. So yeah, that's the modification for the back and forth between the passenger mode and then the Yepp car seat mode. Alright, let's talk about the locks. So I've got 2 bikes, so I got 2 different locks for those. The bike that I use on my Rad Wagon is this one. This is the New York Noose. This is probably a little bit more heavy duty, but basically you would noose it around something like a pole or a bike rack. So like if my arm was the bike rack, you'd have about that much space, and then you just lock your bike with this, so that goes on the tubing of your bike. So that would be like locked right here maybe on the Rad Runner. And then this is the one that I actually like a little bit more. This is the one I use on my Rad Runner, and this is the Kryptonite Crypto Lock, which I will link up as well. So this is just a very heavy duty bike lock, and Kryptonite does offer some bike insurance protection, and I think there's a lot of loopholes that you have to jump through. Like, I don't think it can be cut with a power tool, and you have to actually have the cut lock to be able to cash in on the insurance. But it was worth it to me. I think it was like 10 or 15 bucks to check that out. But I don't live in a high crime area either, so you might want to invest in some U-locks or some more additional security measures if you do. Those are my 2 locks. I got keychains for all my 2 bikes that have the name of the bike on there, and then it also has a key that controls the kid seat. So if you want to lock your child seat, it's got the key for the bike lock, it's got the key for my crawl space area, which is where my bikes are, and then it's got the key for the bike, so the actual power lock. So I just keep those separate, so whatever bike I'm taking, I just grab the keychain for that bike, and that's been helpful. And it's also allowed me not to have to carry like 4 extra keys on my normal keychain that I carry around. One other thing that I did get, which this is not necessarily necessary, but having 2 e-bikes, I did want to get a torque wrench. So basically, when you're putting your bike together, if you watch the videos, it's going to tell you how much torque to apply to each screw in each place. And unless you have a torque wrench, it's going to be very hard for you to estimate that much. So with a torque wrench, you're able to like apply the right, set it for the right amount of force that you want, and then when you're tightening it down, it clicks when it hits that right amount of force. So this is a really cheaper one that I got off Amazon. I think it was like 40 bucks maybe, and it comes in a little carry case and has all of the different sizes that you would need for the bikes. So I'm glad that I got this, especially all the different things that I've had to move on and off of it. And then last but not least is helmets. Our family went with Bern helmets. We've been really happy with them. I've got one, my wife and my kids as well. And we like the dial on the back that allows you to kind of like cinch it down. And I'll link up the ones that we've got down below if you want to check those out. Just check out the sizing charts to get a good fit for your head. If you have a local place nearby, I would probably go try them on just to find one and make sure that actually fits before you try to buy one online. That's my quick, maybe not so quick take and review of the Rad Runner. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. I would highly recommend joining the Rad Powered Bikes Facebook group, the Rad Runner Owners Facebook group. Those are very helpful for feedback and modifications and things like that. And if you got any feedback, hit me up in the comments. And if you would like to get 50 bucks off of your bike, you can click the link down below and you can sign up for Rad's email list and they'll give you a $50 off coupon code. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and if you want to check out my Rad Wagon review video, I'll link it up somewhere around here. Have a good one.